You are listening to Pathways. I'm your host, Randy. Welcome to my search for answers and ideas not easily found on the well-worn path of society. How do you find truth?
I think you find it by choice. Truth is a living entity. And when you choose to know truth, it will come find you. It will show up and manifest in several ways. It can come out through people that you know and that you don't know. It will come through a book, maybe not an entire book, maybe a chapter in a book, or maybe just one line in a chapter. Maybe it will come through me to you, maybe from you to me. It manifests in a multitude of ways because it is living and it wants to be known. And so, and it being living can only be known and experienced once we, conscious entities, understand it and grasp it. Then it becomes alive and it grows, just as a plant or an animal grows. And as long as we are careful with it, it will grow into something more complex and beautiful. But if we are not, it will wilt and disease and die. But I've always found that truth is hard to relay to other people, not because of lack of communication skills or understanding on their part, but that truth is best understood when it's experienced rather than shared from one to another. Now, like I can have a mystical experience, and in that, or even a dream, and in that I can have a wealth of deeper understanding, and we can call that truth. Now, when I try to relay that to you, I am limited with my vocabulary. We only have so many words, and therefore you are in a disadvantage because of my inability to use the verbiage that I need to express it. So therefore it would be better if you had a dream, you had an experience. Now you would say, well, how can I get that? There are people that use hallucinogenic drugs, and they have stumbled upon some profound and deep insights of truth. But I think that only happens because they consciously were seeking truth, and therefore it came through that avenue. But for most parts, it doesn't come through hallucinogenic drugs. It comes through every way. But the secret is, I think, is the choosing of truth, and then sitting back and allowing it to manifest in your life, come to you, and then always be open to it. But I think the greatest secret to knowing truth is this: to wonder. Because wonder has two definitions. It is, one of the definitions is to be in awe. So he was in wonder of the museum. So he was in awe of it. But it has a second definition, and that is to not know. And so if you put those two unusual definitions and combine them into one, you have a person that is in awe but humble enough to acknowledge that they do not know. And that is the precise state of mind that truth is allowed to be comprehended and come to us. And from the Christian standpoint, Jesus says he is the truth, and in another place he says he stands at the door knocking. So it's the same explanation, just said maybe a little better and shorter than the way I have just described it. But it really is, I think, the key is to wonder, to be in awe and humble enough to question, and not have predetermined thoughts and beliefs. If you really want to know truth, to lay all things aside and say, I do not know, but I choose to know the magnificent truth that exists. And then you'll hear a knock.